Tired of hearing he is just avoidant every time he pulls away. Have you noticed how everyone's obsessed with attachment theory when relationships get rocky? He's avoidant, she's anxious, and suddenly that explains everything. You know when he stops being consistent, super annoying. But here's what no one's talking about. There's something else happening that's completely natural but rarely discussed. Your relationship has developmental stages just like a toddler. Seriously. Every relationship has developmental stages just like we do as individuals. Think about a 2-year-old asserting their independence. Everything is a no when you want them to do something. There are natural behaviors when kids differentiate from parents. That means they are learning how to be individuals while still maintaining a relationship with their family. That's exactly what happens in relationships too. There is often inner conflict happening where we find ourselves figuring out how we fit in as an individual in a relationship and how the relationship works for us. It's really the inner conflict between I versus us identities. Which matters more to you right now, your I identity or us identity? Comment below. Of course, this natural progression gets complicated when you add anxious or avoidant attachment styles to the mix. This is why it's essential to understand these dynamics holistically or systemically. In other words, there are so many aspects that affect our ability to connect in a relationship, not just our attachment style. My hope is that knowing this will help you handle these natural relationship transitions better after listening to me today. And here's the key. This negotiation between I and us doesn't happen just once. It happens repeatedly throughout your relationship, during arguments, when discussing the future, or when navigating intimacy. Wanna know the best part? In a good relationship, we are our best selves. Both identities can operate in harmony. We don't need to lose our individuality in a good relationship. That's what ultimate security is. When he pulls away, you're both panicking for opposite reasons, though. Let's go to that triggering place when a relationship gets to a certain point when we all start losing our minds. You know, after he told you that he could see himself with you and all important words that make you feel so close to him, just to start cooling off when things get serious. Remembering that this is a natural path of a relationship can help you not freak out, because here is what's really happening. You're both freaking out, but for different reasons. If you have anxious tendencies, you're putting the relationship ahead of yourself, even if you deep down may feel that the relationship isn't necessarily good for you. Not the way he's behaving now, at least. On the other hand, he's worried about losing himself. Whether he's falling in love, realizing you're not right for each other, or reconsidering the relationship entirely. A part of his struggle may be some old relationship or family pattern where he learned that having that us identity brings too much pain. Perhaps being in a relationship meant he had to suppress his personal identity, and this is why he's freaking out. Knowing this gives you power, not power to manipulate people, but the power to love, starting with yourself and not abandoning yourself and continuing with your partner even when he doesn't meet your needs in a relationship. That love also means showing curiosity about his emotional process and his needs. How do you do this in practice? If you lean toward anxious attachment, here's what to do. Return to yourself. Remember that just months ago you were doing perfectly fine without this person. You don't want to become someone who loses all her friends and hobbies for a relationship that doesn't give equal dedication in return. Enter what I call discernment mode. This is where you step back and observe how he handles his own inner conflict. You have your own conflict too, but you've been prioritizing relationship over yourself. Allow him to make his own choices without you pushing, pulling, or prompting. You can express your fear and disappointments while showing curiosity for his own emotional process. Going into discernment mode and communicating your needs in a relationship allows you to see clearly how he manages uncertainty. Does he communicate? Does he work through it? Or does he just disappear? It's essential to see how he responds to your communication. There is some skill to this. Your communication can make or break your relationship. Love building communication is what I teach women when I work with them. Now, what happens if you have avoidant tendencies? If you lean toward avoidant attachment, recognize your fears. Remember, you're always in control of how much of yourself you give. You don't have to lose yourself completely. You can maintain your I while still creating an us. It's not either or, it can be both and. As you progress, you will see that your personal identity can actually become even stronger while enjoying the partnership. Ask yourself, are you making up superficial reasons why this person isn't right for you? Like he doesn't come from the right kind of family or some other detail irrelevant to the quality of a relationship. You absolutely have the right to your preferences, but be honest about what truly matters in a relationship. Yes, you need attraction, but no, they don't need to be a model for you to be attracted to them. Whether anxious or avoidant, communication is essential, but how you communicate matters tremendously. You can communicate from a reactive, freak out place, shooting from the hip, dramatically leaving, or playing games utilizing supply and demand psychology, trying to make yourself scarce. But this approach never creates security, it just causes more insecurity for both of you. Instead, practice what I call love building communication. This doesn't mean overfunctioning to build love with him. It means communicating from a place of self love while showing respect for him. Men deeply value respect and sense of agency. They don't want you managing everything for them. They love to feel free to make their own choices in life. When you overfunction, that creates too much pressure. Can you understand now how important it is to be attuned and address other aspects that may affect your ability to be in a relationship? The problem is that most attachment coaches don't address the other systemic issues at play. There are many aspects of relationships and life that impact your connection. For instance, if you've created a life where you're constantly working, overwhelmed, and just plowing through, how do you expect to have space for a relationship? This is when your nervous system operates as if there is an emergency situation all the time. When your body stays in emergency mode, you literally don't have capacity to connect with another human being. You can't be there for them, for yourself in the relationship, or even for your own rest and recovery. We need a broader approach to examine how we self-sabotage relationships beyond just attachment dynamics. Relationship stages and your ability to handle stress are just a couple of things that will affect your ability to be in a secure relationship besides attachment. What are some other things in your experience? Let us know down in the comments. Do you think you can use help with all these aspects? You need support from a coach that is attuned to your specific situation and who can guide you to develop new ways of being in your life that will not sabotage forming secure relationships. You need someone who will help you navigate these difficult transitions that occur in every relationship. That support should include help in processing your feelings, communicating in the ways that create security and trust in the relationship, and learning how to figure out if someone is right for you early on so you don't have to go through exhausting heartbreaks. Those are just a few things that most women need, but there are nuances for each and every person. This is why it's essential that the support is personalized to you. I also want you to know that there is a skill to navigating this path, and it isn't actually that hard once you try it. It's like driving a car. Before you learn, it seems overwhelming. You don't know how to turn it on, steer, or brake smoothly. But once you've been driving a while, it becomes automatic. The same goes for balancing I versus us in relationships. In a secure relationship, you equally care about yourself, your partner, and your connection. There will be times when your partner needs you, times when you need to set boundaries, times when you may choose to compromise for the relationship to work. Those moments can be challenging. You might need support processing your feelings, communicating effectively, and understanding your needs. But here's the truth: you can have it all. You can be your full self while enjoying a joyful relationship with a partner who is also their full self and puts in equal effort. If you've been struggling with these relationship dynamics, I've created a free masterclass that will help you understand exactly how to navigate these transitions with confidence. Check the link below to join Meet and Keep the One, where I'll share the exact framework that's helped hundreds of women create secure, lasting love. Drop a heart if this resonates with you and let me know in the comments what relationship stage you're currently navigating. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Secure Love Creator for more relationship wisdom.